It's a new dawn. It's a new day in Cleveland. Deshaun Watson in, Baker Mayfield out. The trade cost them their first-round pick, so they don't have one until number 44. But who can the Cleveland Browns use their 8 selections in the 2022 NFL Draft to add to this roster? ESPN Radio's The Sportsocracy will tell you right now.
So are we done with Browns gonna Brown? Because the Cleveland Browns have gone through it's a big change. Deshaun Watson's in town now. Amari Cooper comes in, and this looks like an immediate Super Bowl contending team now.
Hey, you have a quarterback now. This is what happens when you overthink yourself with the number 1 pick in the draft. You had to go give up a considerable amount of capital for Deshaun Watson. Now, that being said, I still think this team's really good. You don't have a first-round pick, so you're going to have to go, let's say, value-seeking. Good thing is the things you need, there's a lot of value in this draft.
Yeah, you also have smart people making decisions now in your front office. So, I mean, like with Andrew Berry making calls there and Kevin Stefanski in the room.
This team drafts very well now. Look, I know I talk a lot of shit about the Browns, but now that will go away because so will Baker Mayfield.
And now maybe you can finally live up to the potential we've been expecting from you for the last 3 years. They don't have a first-round draft pick because they gave it up in the Deshaun Watson deal. So the first pick for them comes in the second round, 44 overall, and they get George Pickens, the wide receiver out of Georgia.
He's a load of a human. This is one of my favorite receivers in this draft.
If you can keep him from throwing hands, yeah.
It's one of my favorite receivers in this draft. He's hyper athletic, 6'3", 205 pounds. Ran faster at the combine than we thought he would. Not as fast as originally reported because, on receiver day, the clock guy was, go!
Yeah.
But I really like George Pickens. Had a bad knee injury a year ago. I think he's over that. Had a great catch in the national title game against Alabama. I think he's a name that has been soaring up as we've gone along. I think now he falls into about this range. They need another outside receiver. I've heard there's a possibility Jarvis Landry could be reunited in Cleveland. That would give you a slot guy. This puts another on the outside. You got Anthony Schwartz that's just a little toy for Deshaun Watson. George Pickens would be the go-get-it, physical, gifted, athletic receiver that you need on the outside.
And Donovan. Don't forget Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I like Donovan Peoples-Jones. I do.
I know you do. I'm just saying.
They do some of the same things. I just think George Pickens is better.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when you talk about this wide receiver room, don't forget DPJ, because I love that guy. At number 78 overall in the third round, the first of 2 picks in the third round, they have a compensatory at 99 overall. But at 78 overall, Myjai Sanders, edge rusher out of Cincinnati.
This is a guy that I'm not as high on as many others are. And the way to mitigate that, put him on the other side of Myles Garrett. I don't really give a damn who you are. If you're a predominant pass rusher that's playing opposite Myles Garrett, it's probably going to be just fine.
Sure. Whether
they bring back Jadeveon Clowney or not, which I don't think they will, I think Sanders would have to be a situational pass rusher to begin with. He needs to bulk up. I don't see how you're going to play defensive end in this league as light as he is. Was not a great tackler, and that's really me being nice. He's a really bad, very bad tackler. He needs to get stronger. But the beauty of being the Browns is that you have drafted so well, and you didn't have to give up any players in that Deshaun Watson deal. So you've got players all over the place. This is a guy you can be patient with. He comes in as the situational pass rusher to begin with the hope that we can bulk him up in an NFL strength and conditioning program. And a year from now, he's the 3-down starter opposite Myles Garrett.
Want to build to that defensive line? Good way to do that with the 99th overall pick would be to take Phidarian Mathis out of Alabama.
Well, and I'm going to be really honest. The interior of this line is bad. If you're counting on Taven Bryan, you're doing something wrong. The good thing for the Browns, much like receiver, the depth on the interior of the line is there. The difference between a guy you take in the second round and a guy like Phidarian Mathis, who you take here at the back end of the third, there's not a whole lot of difference there. I think Phidarian Mathis is one of the most ready to come in and contribute right away interior linemen in this draft. The thing you're going to have to know, Nick Saban gets everything out of everybody. So this kid's probably not going to get a whole lot better. Great size. Was a much better pass rusher last year, which was unexpected because he hadn't done much of that beforehand. Not a tremendous amount of moves. He's kind of see ball, get ball.
Yeah.
I'm just going to overpower you. The good thing is he's pretty damn powerful.
Mm-hmm. He can do that. Haskell Garrett is the pick at 107, the first of 2 picks in the 4th round for the Cleveland Browns. He's a defensive tackle at Ohio State.
I love the way these two guys pair because Fedarian Mathis plays too high at times, and Haskell Garrett, he did a little squatty feller, and strong as fuck. Those two blend really nicely. I could see them both starting day one in Cleveland, and it would be tremendous value to get 2 starters at this point when that's what you're looking for. You're looking for contributors because you had to give up all those picks. So I'm sure somebody's going to say, well, why do we take 2 interior defensive linemen in a row? Because you need to. Because you need to, and you need them badly, and these two fit nicely together. The one thing I will say, Haskell Garrett's not athletically, he's never going to wow you. He's just really, really strong.
2nd pick in the 4th round at 118 overall. How about a linebacker from our neck of the woods, Appalachian State, DeMarco Jackson?
I love this kid. I think he's so raw, but he does. He's not as athletic as a JOK, but he's really smart. He needs to get stronger. One of the biggest knocks I have on him is that there are times that he gets, washed away with the bathwater in the run game. Bigger guards, pulling guards, even at times fullbacks could get to him, but he's ridiculously athletic in short burst. He's not the JOK, hey, look, I ran a 4.36 or whatever the fuck, 4.38, I think is what he ran. But having them beside each other, there is a merit to that. I think he can man one of those linebacker spots off the jump. Better against the run. There were some flashes as a pass rusher, nothing to really write home about. But that's not really what you're looking for I think he would be a weak side linebacker in the league. I think he would be a great value here.
The post-2022 free agency mock draft here in the Sportsocracy. Check us out at thesportsocracy.com. 6th round, 202 overall.
One of the great names in the NFL draft.
The cornerback from LSU, Cordell Flott.
Well, first of all, the Browns have a predilection to LSU corners.
Mm-hmm.
This one's super talented, but he needs to eat a cheeseburger real bad. He's about 160 pounds. If he bulked up, most of all of the negative on him is all about weight. Not a good tackler. Gets washed out in the run game. Put on the weight. Put on the weight. Very rarely do you see a kid that's this thin, because that makes me wonder, okay, are you one of those people that can't put weight on? Like, can you not hold weight? If that's the case, I don't think he'll ever be more than a slot corner, which in Cleveland, you've already got JOK that handles a lot of those roles. He would, at that point, be a depth piece. I would be willing, especially if I'm Cleveland, had to give up so much capital. At this point, I wouldn't have had a pick for almost 100 picks. This is going to be one of the most talented players on the board. Now, he does come with a big drawback, and my strength and conditioning guys are going to have to be feeding him Ensure on an hourly basis.
Right. Because
he does need to add, I would say, 30 pounds of good muscle to the frame. He's one that it doesn't have to be good muscle. He could be eating it in and out. I don't give a flying rat's ass. He just has to be bigger.
2 picks in the 7th round for the Cleveland Browns. 223 overall. Kevin Austin Jr., wide receiver from Notre Dame.
This is a kid that needs a lot of work technique-wise. He never had a high-end quarterback. Look, Ian Book, he was a fine college quarterback. He's not a high-end thrower of the ball. Height, weight, speed, that's all good. He comes out of snap high. He gets just annihilated by press coverage. But then you sneakily look at the weapons in Cleveland and go, if we could be patient with him and teach him how to get away from because it's all technique. It's not that he's not strong enough. It's not that he's not fast enough. It's that his technique sucks, and his first step is horrid. But by God, if you ever figure that out, I think he has fourth-round talent, everything after 3 steps away from the offensive line. The problem is you got to get in there, and you're going to have to be patient, but this is a wait-and-see, replacement for an older vet guy, because you're going to have those, because people are going to want to play with Deshaun Watson. May never dress for a game in 2022, and that would be perfectly fine.
246th overall, last pick of the draft for the Cleveland Browns, Bubba Bolden, safety out of Miami.
That's another one that needs to get stronger. And he plays like he is He-Man, because he is a head hunter. And he's pretty damn good at it most of the time. The frame is good, got good height. He's a little taller than some people want safeties to be in the NFL, but I'm not. I don't really worry about that. People knock Kyle Hamilton for that, so get the hell out of here with that bullshit. The speed is a bit of a problem. He ran faster than I thought he would. 4.47 at the combine was much faster, but that's straight line speed. He does not play that fast. I had him penciled in as a 4.6-ish level safety, and that's the speed he plays at, but he's very, very smart. The physical limitations are what will keep him from ever being a great player in this league, but I think he can be a depth piece, and he's a good guy to have in the locker room.
Special teams ace.
He could very well be that.
Yeah.
It would not shock me in the least if this kid made a Pro Bowl as a special teamer, just because special teams is not where your height, weight, speed matters. It's how crafty you are, and he's very good at that. And as I've said with Cleveland, you're going to have to fill spot. When you give up this much capital, you're out 2 picks per year for the next 3 years, and all 3 of them ones. In all 3 years, you lose a one. You're going to have to fill spot. And this is a kid that I think will have, at the very least, a role on special teams.
Well, fill in slot, it all starts this year with the Deshaun Watson trade and the ones going out the door.
I'm waiting for the first person that makes a joke about filling slot. The dirtier, the better. Rooting for you.
Fire those away in the comments, as well as any comments you have on any of Flostradamus's picks here for the Cleveland Browns. He will answer all of your comments.
If you have a player that you'd like to know how they fit with the Cleveland Browns. Frankly, I'm rooting for you to unseat the Bengals as the team that had the most viewed video the first time we did this. Rooting for you, Browns. Now that you don't have Baker Mayfield, I'm on your side. I'm right here, and I will be here forever, because I do love the talent of Deshaun Watson. And, well, at the end of the day, he's not Baker freaking Mayfield.
The Sportsocracy 2022 post-free agency 7-round mock draft is thus for the Cleveland Browns. We are in the Ingles studio. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene.
Yep.
And we will see you next time.